Good morning. I'm Councillor Michael Higgins. We're here today to consider application for new premises licence for Wheatsheaf Inn, Greyswood Road, Hazelmere. I believe the first item is to appoint a chair. Anyone to propose?
Could I propose Councillor Higgins?
And I'd like to second that.
Thank you. I think we'll begin with introductions. If I'll start with you, David.
I'm Councillor David Munro. I represent Western Common Ward.
I'm Ruth Reid. I'm an elected councillor for Cranley East.
Gillian Carson-Jones in Legal Services.
Paul Hughes, Licensing Manager.
My understanding that the applicant will not be here today. We have two observers in the room. Anyone else? Any objectors? No. So Officer Paul Hughes, if you would mind introducing the application.
Thank you, Chairman. You have in front of you an application for a new premises licence for the Wheatsheaf Inn, Greyswood Road, Hazelmere, Surrey, where 6 relevant representations have been received, 5 in objection and 1 in support. There have been no representations received from responsible authorities. However, Environmental Health, acting as a responsible authority, have been in discussion with the applicant, and the applicant has subsequently submitted a noise management plan, a copy of which is attached to Annex 5. In brief, the applicant seeks to license the premise for regulated entertainment, live and recorded music, indoors only, and sale of alcohol consumption on and off the premises. The full hours are set out in the report. Officers request that you consider the matter.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
Reading this report carefully, it seems to me that the issue in question under the licensing objectives is purely the section that deals with the prevention of public nuisance. There doesn't seem to be any objection on prevention of crime, disorder, public safety, or protection of children. So that seems to be the issue there, and in particular how late the new application should be, both for live music and the consumption of alcohol. Would Mr. Hughes think that's the key issue, isn't it?
Yes, I think the crux of it is the late night opening hours that they've asked for.
Any further questions?
I've got some questions, but I'm sure we should go on.
Basically, when I first opened the documents, I was surprised at the hours under which they wanted to trade, because I thought they were quite unreasonable. Some of them were very early mornings. They went on very, very late at night, and that was my concern as to the nuisance, public nuisance, basically. Thank you.
Councillor Munro.
That was my instinctive reaction, that these, given the site of this, the Wheatsheaf pub, which is at the edge of Greyswood, and there are a fair number of houses within a quite close distance. I had two questions, I think. First of all, for Mr. Hughes, in your experience, are the hours, both for regulated entertainment and sale of alcohol, the late hours, are they sort of in line with other similar establishments in your experience, just to give us a flavour? My second question, I couldn't see any reference to drinking up time. Obviously, if you stop selling alcohol at hour X, then people don't start leaving till at least half an hour or an hour later. What's your view on that?
Okay, with the first point, it's difficult. It's how long's a piece of string. Some bars open up later. It all depends how they're being managed and operated. There are pubs, some of the more popular pubs in town that are later hours as this, and that's the whole point of the Licensing Act, is to allow people to apply for the hours that they want to run their business, and they obviously want to take into account for later opening for, I don't know, weddings, and not having to apply for late night licenses all the time under a temporary event notice. Both sides have quoted different pubs to sort their hours. I think the pub has looked at ones near in Hazelmere town centre, and the objectors have quoted I think it's a Dog and Pheasant in Brook with their hours, and again, they might be operating in either side's pubs they quoted might be operating in a different style to what this one wants to operate on. So it's difficult to say anything on the timings. With regard to the drinking up times, they are built in to the opening hours. If you on the opening hours, they're half an hour later. That's replaced what we used to have is with the magistrates. It was an automatic 20 minutes drinking up time. It's built in the opening hours now.
Thanks for clarifying that. Thank you.
Mr. Hughes just touched on temporary event notice. Could you explain a bit about the process of how an applicant would go about applying, how quickly either of those applications are approved or refused?
Yeah, the process of temporary event notice is quite quick. It's online. The police and environmental health are the only persons that can object to them. Neighbours and that can't. They have 3 days to object to the temporary event notice. It is a notice telling us they're having that event. If they don't get any objections, then it goes ahead. We just issue it. But yeah, they're restricted to a certain amount per year, so 15 at the moment. They can be up to 7 days long, so it's whichever they hit first, the 15 or the 21 days, because you could have 3 at 21, 3 7-day ones, and that's 21 days, so that would be your full amount. Yeah, so it's quite quick, easy process. It costs £21, but it's just purely the administration of doing it each time you want, and you are restricted to the number that you can have.
Thank you, Mr. Hughes. Are there any other questions?
Having read every word of the document and referred to our statement of licensing, I was wondering if I'd missed the specific person who was going to be the designated premises supervisor. I couldn't see that anyone was designated on the actual application form.
It is the applicant himself.
Right, thank you very much.
If there are no further questions, I think that we'll shortly retire. The committee will then subsequently make a decision, and we'll come back and record that decision. Thank you. Good morning. The committee convened to consider this application. We reached a unanimous decision. We consider the objections and were one supporter. We do believe that there will be a risk of noise to local residents, in particular to the properties in close proximity at Grayswood Mews. Therefore, we felt that the application for late hours was unreasonable. Nevertheless, we did consider that the earlier opening times were acceptable. As a result, we concluded that the premises can be open from 7 a.m. Monday to Sunday, Monday to Saturday, Monday to Thursday closure will be 11:30, 23:30, and Sunday will be 23 hours. We have extended the hours, opening hours on Friday and Saturday to midnight, 12:30. In terms of recorded music, we've granted the application for recorded music to start at 9 a.m. Monday to Sunday, and alcohol to commence sale Monday to Sunday at 9 a.m. In terms of live music, again, we have granted that live music will commence from 11 a.m. The live music and recorded music on Friday to Saturday will stop at midnight. Finish at midnight, yeah, finish at midnight. And in terms of non-standing timings, we granted that New Year's Eve, from the end of permitted hours on New Year's Eve to start of permitted hours on the following day, will be granted. No further non-standard timing. As I mentioned, that the decision that we came to was due to the fact that there would be noise, and although the noise management plan was welcomed, unfortunately there will be elements that were out of the control of the applicant, such as taxis, doors, people making noise outside. So as a result, that's why we restricted the late opening hours. Yes, Mr. Hughes.
Could I just clarify? You said the music, recorded music, was starting at 9 o'clock in the morning.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, just to clarify that, so you're aware, I'm sure you are, but just whoever's listening or watching this, that live and recorded music on licensed premises up to 500 people is not licensable between 8 and 11 p.m. So they would be able to have on the premises from 8 until 11 for less than 500 people. So although we've restricted it from 9 till the hour, that would be for more than 500 people, that restriction.
Thank you for clarifying, Mr. Hughes. Yeah, we just went along with the applicant's request, but yeah, thank you for clarifying that the applicant can actually start music at 8 a.m. for people that 500 people and less. Thank you. That concludes this hearing. Thank you very much, everyone.